Hello, it's me. I was wondering if after all these years you'd like to meet.
Welcome everybody to another episode of CorbinCenter. Corbin, you had such a crazy weekend. I mean, it wasn't all fun, but it wasn't, you made the most of it, which was great. Can you share it? Because last time we had you on the show, you were talking about travel woes. So, how was the travel this time?
Well, the travel wasn't as bad as it was with the random storm, which, by the way, when I ended up in Richmond and it was 80 degrees and sunny, I almost second-guessed everything about my life when I say I'm a Minnesota boy. But I digress. As you know, I was supposed to go out to GalaxyCon, and then obviously I had a death in the family, so I had to reroute and go Minnesota to Pittsburgh, Pittsburgh to Richmond, Richmond home. But also it went Minnesota to Chicago, Chicago to Pittsburgh, Pittsburgh to New York, New York to Richmond, Richmond to New York, and New York home. So, I took care of everything, and like I said, the guys at GalaxyCon were very understanding about the whole thing. They had booked my flight, and I said, if I could take care of this, would it be okay if we do it this way and I just get the one way back? Is that okay? And so they said we would figure it out. It'd be super easy. Also, still to this day, it's always a weird thing to me to be like, oh, I'm just going to let you have a car, and you can drive it wherever you want. So the funny thing is my flight landed at like 11:40 something, and every rental car place was open till midnight. Now, by the way, flying on a Tuesday is pretty cool. Both my flights, open rows. It was awesome. So I made my reservation for 11:30, and I was told that they would hang on to it until you got there. Now, luckily in Pittsburgh, as soon as you go down the escalator to baggage claim, all the rental cars are right there. All the rental car places. So I got in line, and as soon as I came up to her, she was like, "You must be Darren," and I was like, "Yep, that's me." So the deal is she was like, "Well, I tried calling, and it went straight to Priceline. Thanks, Priceline, for not putting my number in there." But she was like, "I was going to hold it for 5 more minutes." God. So I was very complimentary. I said, "You're an angel. I really appreciate you," so on and so forth. I got my rental car. I drove up to Newcastle, which is about an hour away. She was like, "Do you need anything for tolls?" And I was looking at my phone, and it said no. I could take a route without any tolls. So I did. But boy, was it a scenic route. And boy, could I film some horror films there. So the deal was I went up to Newcastle and did the thing in Newcastle, stayed there, came back Thursday, got back to the airport, dropped my rental car off, flew to Richmond. Now, this is also on my layover. I had about an hour and 14, maybe it was an hour, actually, hour and 4 minutes. And to get from my gate that I got dropped off at to the other gate, New York's huge, took me 25 minutes to get from one gate to the other. I mean, which is great. It's convenient. But this whole time I'm freaking out about my bags, making it. On the way, when I got to Richmond, you know me, I love Wawa. I had my Lyft drivers stop at Wawa. I picked up $40 worth of Wawa and then went to the hotel. And from that point on, I was like, I'm just going to stay here, just going to relax. That's what I'm going to do. So we ended up going there. And I just decompressed. It was like the first moment I had to really think, and I was just stressing about making some things. So I ended up doing that. And then, we did the show, you do the matches, you leave, you head back, we get to the airport at 6 a.m., flight goes to New York, and I'm like, oh my God, we only have 49 minutes to catch our connecting flight. If I have to walk that far, is it going to be a brisk sprint? The answer is no. Because the gate we got dropped off at was the gate going to Minneapolis. So it actually wasn't too bad. I have to say that was pretty good. So that was the most convenient outcome that I could possibly imagine, and nowhere near the travel woes that I had before. However, I want you to know the funny thing. Because I rerouted my flight, GalaxyCon canceled my flight, but it was only canceled as a package deal. My round trip got canceled. So it didn't hold the return. I did not have a return flight back until 2:30 on Sunday for my 6 a.m. flight going back. Made it. Well, now you make it, you get there, you get home, that's great. But in between, yeah, you get to have fun at GalaxyCon. You know, you get to have fun. How were your matches? Did you, let's talk about them. You had 3. Go! Well, the matches were good. GalaxyCon's always a fun one. The biggest thing is like I was involved in multi-mans all weekend. Syndrome's an easy character for all that. Last time, if you remember, at GalaxyCon, I couldn't participate. But this is actually the first show that I wrestled without a brace on, and it's a really good one. I did a 4 corners tag on Friday. That was super easy. I did an 8-man tag the next night, which was also good. And then did a Toxie title scramble. That's like the 24/7 title. Unfortunately, I didn't win any of those, but also was not pinned. Now, the other thing, too, is I mentioned this is the first time I didn't have my brace on for my collarbone. And the guy who plays Shaggy, Aaron Agony, went for a moonsault, side moonsault, graceful, pretty moonsault. Not a big dude, which is good. But as you know, I'm left-handed. I always try and catch. And he came down right on my shoulder. If you ever want to know how strong your shoulder is, that's a great way to test it. Now, it was sore, but I was good. So the deal is the matches are fun. They're very easy. Most of the time at GalaxyCon, these shows are sometimes less than an hour and a half, definitely less than 2. But the biggest thing is it's not really about the wrestling, it's about the characters, and that's what the people like to come to see. And that's why it's awesome with all of this. And I think I made a lasting impression, which I know we'll talk about on the next episode because we got some fun stuff to talk about. But as far as shows, I really enjoy these moments, and I really enjoy being out there. So my thing is I'm really looking forward to being a part of more of these, and I've always enjoyed these shows, and I always enjoy the array of matches that we could possibly get. So that's where I'm at.
Well, overall, it sounds like it was really good, and we still have more to talk about, because when you're trying to talk about a whole week, you can't cram it into one episode. So stay tuned for another episode of CorbinCenter.